No.
Live
Live and live in color. Down the background looks different.
Yeah, background's a little different. New lid too. Shout out
Yeah.
Baseballism. New shirt. Shout out Baseballism.
Baseballism taking care of us.
I mean, they really are. Oh, same dog. Home now.
Same dog.
I don't know about y'all. I unloaded. I got like nothing but like the shorts this time around for summer. Got some Bat Bros shorts and beachy looking stuff.
Oh, the shorts rock. I ended up this time getting out of the box. My brother-in-law and his wife are due any day with a newborn baby boy. And I thought like their nursery is vintage sports theme. And this isn't vintage sports, but like I ended up like Baseballism getting the baseball alphabet book.
Yep.
For like staging in the nursery. So I got that for him as a gift. And then I was like, that's kind of a cool, like off the beaten path pickup from old Baseballism. So check that out. And then I also got one of the Baseball Bat Bros like short sleeve hoodies. Surprisingly, very comfortable. Very comfortable.
I believe it.
We do love the comfort aspect, but boy, this late onset summer we got right now is disastrous.
Yeah. No, it's definitely like picked it up on sale. Like one of the last calls. Just it's obviously way too hot to wear a short sleeve hoodie right now, but in the winter months, they're perfect for me because even a real hoodie, I get too hot too quick.
I was about to say your seasons will change before mine and Dowdy's will. You're more inland, you'll get it first. So
yeah, for better and for worse.
Happy wearings.
Yep, it's gonna be 100 here for the next,
6 months.
Probably 2 months. Probably.
It's gonna be 90 degrees when Dowdy gets married.
Yeah, can't wait. Now looking forward to it. Who's wearing black? I'm wearing black.
That's better than me. I wore like an iteration of burnt orange, but it was more like salmon. And like by the end of the like after ceremony wedding pictures with the wife, I had like knee sweat going. Like, and we got married October 15th, but it stayed 98. It was 95 degrees with no breeze the day of our wedding. It was like 75 the 3 days prior. We were like, now. Let's have a day. Let's have ourselves a day. Let's have ourselves a day.
Oof. Nice. All right. Well, let's work out the baseball muscles a little bit. Get in here, get started. I mean it this time. This is like pretty much cold turkey for me. I have not.
Is it just a gimme?
No, I have not looked at this. I do not know.
Oh, what?
That is unique.
I was about to say it's so unique. It should be a layup, but like the hand placement, the stride.
It looks okay. Stereotyping too, but the slow like watch makes me think Latin.
Yeah, the step open too.
Yeah. Is that?
Oh,
go ahead.
Is it Marcelo Zuna?
Ooh, I like that guess. Are his hands that high?
They got higher this year.
Okay.
I thought he had a little more pinch to him.
Is it Yiner? No.
I don't think Yiner's quite as horizontal. Okay, so NL East. I think that means it's the NL, but not the NL East. So we're looking at NL.
So it's either
Central
either AL East or NL West, NL Central.
I think it's in the NL, so it's just not NL East. So
all I know is I love the bat path on this swing.
Yeah.
Golly.
What a gift, though. Middle, slightly outside, right in the barrel space. Bing. Okay. I want to think of like
no, his finish is lower than that.
He does like a whole dance on his shoulder with the bat. Daddy, is that one of your Reds guys? That's not like.
See, that's what I'm just wondering. Is it like an Andujar or something who just got traded over?
Ooh.
Gosh. Should we throw it in there?
I couldn't even tell you what his swing looks like.
I'd say throw it in there.
Okay, so we got NL Central, not the Reds.
NL Central, not the Reds.
Not from the DR. Younger.
Younger and a little. Ooh,
And number in the 20s, probably.
would not be surprised. Contreras.
Yeah, from
Milwaukee.
Milwaukee. Yeah,
That's
I see
William,
that.
yes? Yeah. Is it Williams the?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Boom.
Boom.
Nice.
Because he is one of those that fidgets with the hand placement.
Yeah.
But boy, was that touched. Good Lord. He had a 2 home run day the other day. Really swinging it.
That
I
was
think all of
inside,
Milwaukee
too.
is right now,
Really?
man. The Brew Crew is red hot right now.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Okay. Moving on.
Yeah.
Good old faithful. Somebody give me a starting point for pickle.
Hmm.
You know what? I got this one.
One of y'all.
Ooh.
Yeah. NL Central's the theme today. U.S. and
Central
starting
American
pitcher.
pitcher. All right.
Yep.
Senor Duke.
Okay. Nah, it's lefty too. Lefty.
Oh, Central American pitcher. I was gonna say I saw Central lefty, and I was like, Showtime, but obviously not.
No.
There's another one for the Cubbies you could go with.
Who are you thinking?
Mucho Viejo.
Matt Boyd.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Having a stellar year.
Am I gonna have to spell out? Let's just do it.
Little stumble.
There we go.
Matthew. Ah.
Okay. Getting warmer. Not the Cubs, so we're down to
Not the
looking
Cubs,
at like
so
a
we're down
28.
to
We're
down to
28 years old.
Cincy, St. Louis, or Pittsburgh.
Lodolo.
Hurt Nick Lodolo?
Yeah, sadly. Blisters on my fingers.
Oh,
we know who it is then.
Yeah. Fire away, Daddy.
I think Clancy's already got it.
I'm blanking. Lefties.
Andrew Abbott.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's the only left starter they got.
Yep.
Bam. Quick work.
There was a crop of Reds pitchers that all came up at one point, and I don't remember who I normally confuse Abbott with, but the other one went to the pen. Neither here nor there at this point, regardless.
I don't know. They had a string of them, though. Carson Spears just went down for the year. He's gone. Richardson's in the pen now. Got a million arms there.
Okay. Let's get into current events for a minute.
Oh,
there was a first in baseball this week. For those of y'all that didn't notice, Jen Pawal umped the Braves and Marlins game on Sunday, I believe. Final score, let's see. I pulled up the scorecard for it too. The scorecard is actually somewhat respectable.
It's almost average.
Which
is a sad score.
Fits right in with the MLB average. Let's just say that.
Right. A slight advantage towards Miami, who lost regardless, 7-1. So 0.28 advantage for Miami for the missed calls. Look, I have never wanted to be the guy that comes out and just completely sounds sexist with how things are presented, or just the crotchety old sit on my porch, get off my lawn, PBR and shotgun type guy. However, I feel like I have no choice here, because first off, if the ump has earned it to get into this echelon, fine. That's one thing. But the reality is we're going towards ABS too. The ump's ability to be accurate is being diminished, because 93% accuracy is pretty consistent across the board. It's not great. It's not awful. But accuracy at this point is kind of off the table as to why somebody achieves this echelon mark for right now. What I am waiting to happen is what happens when they blow the call and the manager needs to get out of the dugout and jazz up his team and go duke it out with the home plate umpire. Have the old dirt kicking screaming match. The game has changed, right? Has it not? Because pick your villain. Say Aaron, no, not Aaron Boone. He's a simp. Pick the Brewers guy. I'm blanking now. Manager of the year.
Yost?
Help me.
Yost.
No, not
No,
Yost.
not
Yost. Oh my gosh, I can see his face.
Pat Murphy. Pat Murphy.
There it
Okay.
is.
Pat Murphy goes out, starts leveraging his case, fighting for a call to be overturned, screaming and yelling, and he gets tossed. Is he going to be raked over the coals in the media because he went out there and did it to a girl?
You can't.
You can't, but he will. I am calling it now because a woman is behind home plate now, going out to be a manager. Your job, as it is seen and historically how it's supposed to go, does not exist anymore when you have a woman behind home plate.
I don't think he does, and I don't think it happens unless, certain, like, imagine old Buck Showalter going out there and getting after a home plate umpire. Like, if there's expletives thrown and there's certain verbiage used and it's of course caught on a hot mic, yes, like absolutely could get into trouble. Which, I mean, it happens in baseball,
That's
but
the
there's
game.
gonna be a sensitivity to it. But if it's just a normal, like, get the thing right and it's normal expletives that aren't targeted towards her gender, then I if there is outrage, which, let's be honest, there's outrage over everything nowadays. So it wouldn't surprise me if there was, but none of it's justified.
Right.
None of it would be justified in that scenario.
So to paint the scenario further, like exactly what I'm thinking, Milwaukee's losing 5-3 in the 6th inning. The players they're down the energy they don't have today. And Pat Murphy sits here and goes, if I go fall on a grenade, these guys will wake up, put a little more pep back in their step. Whether I'm right or wrong, this will wake them up, and just strategic. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to argue a point. I'm going to get tossed, and I know it.
Yep.
But suddenly, the chick behind home plate, that's going to mess with some managers. It changes the game as we have expected it, or how it should be played. Am I wrong?
Well, I don't think you're wrong. My only counter is, does it take as much for that umpire to get yanked or to get tossed? With, like, I trying to be as sensitive as I can, but when you act on emotion, there are overly emotional and power tripping umpires in the league already that are men.
Cough, cough, angel.
If
Not
you
in the league
act
anymore.
on emotion,
Yeah.
I don't think it gets to that point. If he wants to go out and fire up the team, I don't know that it takes enough to get to a point where he's throwing his hat, he's kicking dirt on her feet. Like, I don't think it gets to that point. I think he's tossed before he's 5 steps out of the dugout. And at that point, there's not controversy because it didn't take more than half a second for him to get tossed. I think he could get tossed if he looks the wrong way after a strike call. Like, I don't know. I'm just trying to play devil's advocate here. Like, the best qualified person should have the job, period.
Right.
Just put in the time. She's in the minor leagues 8 years. She umped 3 games in the field before she got behind the dish. Like, she's put in and umpired softball another decade before that. So, like, obviously he's put in the time, but I don't want it to get, I understand what you're saying. I don't want it to get to a point where it causes controversy for no reason at all, and to a point where it disrupts the game. But I don't know if it disrupts the game more than the overly sensitive male umpire that we've already had.
Daddy, you're over there smirking. You going to chime in on this? Is there...
Having had Jen as an umpire at multiple levels and multiple different kinds of games, very important ones, regular season ones, I think even a spring training at one point. I wouldn't say she's standout good or standout bad.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that you know who she is is a little bit placed on the fact that she's the only female at the AAA level when I was there. Also not good that you know which umpires are which because you know how their zones are. You know what's going to happen in the game. There is another umpire that will remain nameless that I knew going into that start day. I could get 3 to 5 inches off the plate by the third or fourth inning if I just stayed in the zone early.
Mm-hmm.
So when players know umpires, it's not always the best thing. It usually means they have some sort of vote against them, I guess we'll say. But it does feel like Jen's been kind of pushed in this facet to get to the big leagues. I mean, 2 years ago, she umpired the AAA National Championship game, and they set it up in a manner that she would be behind the plate for that game, where in the IL finals, they made sure she started on third base so that she would go around the diamond before having to go behind the plate for the fourth game of what would be the playoffs. So again, am I mad at MLB for doing this? No, not at all. Like you're seeing female coaches, you're seeing female training staff, you're seeing females everywhere in the game, which I'm good with. 99.9% of them are absolutely unbelievable at their jobs. Having had female training staff, female strength coaches, all of it, they're great. Jen, she's an umpire. I don't like many umpires, so I don't think it's a comment on her being a female. I just don't think umpires are very good normally. Like, does anybody remember of the umpire, the name of the umpire that had one missed call in an entire game?
No.
Happened, last year, I think. No one remembers his name. That's how it should be.
Yeah.
Nobody knows the top 10 umpires.
No.
Because you shouldn't. That's the way the game's designed to be. Making headlines for being an umpire seems disingenuous to the sport itself to me.
Mm-hmm. I mean, to your point, then if I were to tell you to name one MLB umpire off the top of your head right now, who are 90% of casual fans going to name? It's probably going to be Angel Hernandez.
Angel Hernandez still. You remember the bad ones.
And it's, to your point, Dowdy, that's not for a good reason.
Nope. CB Buckner, same thing.
Yep.
I'm kind of at the point, too, now put yourself in the player's perspective, too. Typically, umps have a breaking point, but it's not uncommon, too. We've seen it this year, too, to where guys will go into the box and they don't like a call. They're preemptive, like jokingly, like that, you missed that one. Or they've got a comment, if you will, about the zone.
And
so
I will say, MLB big league hitters and pitchers are much more vocal when they don't like calls.
Yes.
Minor leagues, you have to be a little bit more buttoned up because you getting thrown out gets your manager thrown out, gets you a fine that you don't want to have to pay, that you don't have the money to pay. Like, you get up there, you're much more vocal. So I think it's one of those that guys are going to be a little guarded on what they can say with her, because there is going to be that first viral clip of this guy's in a screaming match with Jen.
Yep. And what happens too, that's where I'm saying to kind of validate the point you're making, Dowdy, is too, is what happens when that's in a meaningful game. It's playoff teams. We're coming down. It's a wild card race. And
what is
Aaron Judge for the scenario comes up and just kind of gives the sideways glance. And Jen, in her position, MLB set her up in a lose-lose, I think. Because either the fans are going to not like you, or the players and the people within the league are not going to like you. Because if Judge comes up, jaws off, kicks him like that, that's a playoff game. Like, there's implications for that. And because she stood up for herself, she potentially changed the outcome of the game.
And the one good side of all of this is a lot of the young players that are in the game, as we've seen the old guard kind of be ushered out, because the 10-year big leaguer that has just average numbers, that's a 1 or 2 WAR player, has been phased out of the game. All these young guys came up with Jen. They've been through it. They've had enough conversations where there shouldn't be such a quick, hey, you're gone.
Yeah.
But it will be interesting to see the first situation that arises where it's like, oh, okay, he's kind of giving it to her. Like, okay, are they going to hash this out? in a commonplace situation, or are sparks going to fly? Like, where are we getting to here? And truly, I do think Jen will be cooler heads prevail in that situation. I think she understands to the point where it's like, we're not trying to make this a bigger deal than it is.
No.
Like, yeah, it's great. She did it. Outstanding. Everybody's for it. Go umpire good baseball. No one will love you more, Jen, than if you go umpire games unbelievably. All the players will be like, yeah, we want her. Great.
Yeah. I'm with you, Dowdy. I'm not worried about the players, and I'll bundle the coaches in with that. Not worried about any of the players or coaches. I'm not even worried about Jen or in this scenario. I'm worried about two things. The court of public opinion, whenever something happens and a clip goes viral and gets blown out of proportion for no reason when it's just the game being the game. But I'm even more concerned about what the MLB is going to do, what that action is going to be taken. Because like in that game, in a playoff scenario, in your scenario, Clancy, like the playoff setting or that, that impactful game, I think, like Dowdy said, cooler heads are going to prevail with Jen particularly. But in a scenario where an ejection is made and it's warranted, what is the court of public opinion going to say, and how is that affecting the MLB's reaction to that? Because we're in a society right now of overreactions, both in media response and overall public response to incidents across the board, but then also actions taken by larger corporations advised by PR teams,
right?
that aren't coming from the place of sincerity. It's coming from a place of, let's try to find quickest way to put the gauze on this kind of deal. And that's the only thing that worries me. And again, that takes the actual people that are in the event, the umpire and the players and coaches, completely out of it, because it could be a 5-second clip that goes viral and the MLB reacts and hands down an additional suspension. That's what I'm worried about.
Yeah.
Because
everybody got
because I was going to say, because even in these situations where it's a high intensity game, or it's a game of high importance in a playoff run, or even in the playoffs, as a player, yes, you're going to be more, I guess, responsive and opinionated in how you feel, because it means more, because it's that impactful game. But you're also going to be more cognizant of, what is the impact if I do get tossed here? Like, a manager is more likely to get tossed, but a player, like, if I'm just using Machado or Tatis for an example, like, you can't lip off to the home plate umpire and get yourself tossed when you're a core asset to this team that desperately needs you on offense. Not saying it hasn't happened or won't happen, but there's also that plays in. But that's all. That's what I gotta say on the matter.
Yeah, to Dowdy's point too, especially, I guess you kind of want this to happen to an extent, but if she's been through AAA and all these guys getting called up, they've seen her before, they've worked with her, they have a rapport with her, you're more comfortable and inclined to pipe off when you don't like it. So we talked about Jacob Mizorowski. Brewers are in the playoffs. He doesn't like a call and he mouths off. He's established a rapport to where that's not the crime that the viral clip says it is, but he's going to get cooked for it.
Yep.
So you've created, I don't know that there's a real winner in a situation with her there, except for the league, because you get more eyes, you're trying to grow the game, like you're casting a wider net as to who you might get to watch it. But I think ultimately the umpires and the players end up paying the price for it.
Yeah.
So hats off to her. Good luck and Godspeed, Miss Paywall. But we'll see how this plays out.
Go be great by being unrecognizable, as Dowdy would say.
Right.
Legitimately. And it's like, it becomes the same situation that you tell players nonstop. Jen, if you don't like being the center of attention, or you don't like being criticized unfairly, possibly, who knows? Again, a bad day is a bad day, whatever. Don't like it, play better. Like, that's really what it comes down to. Don't like it, umpire better.
Yep.
You go out there, like we talked about, if you go out there and throw up a one missed call game, people are going to be like, wow, that was outstanding, great job. And they're going to forget the next day who you were.
Yep.
Right. Okay. Moving on, because we are in the dog days, we are post deadline. It's
Ooh.
hot. No one has really run away, at least in the AL, with playoff implications and a clear number 1 seed. We're going to look at the playoff picture as it is right now.
Yep.
Wild cards, division winners, the whole 9 yards. Who's trending the wrong direction and not going to make it, and who's going to get hot at the right time and get into the show. So your division winners winning the division currently right now. Out of the East, the Toronto Blue Jays at 69-50. Detroit Tigers out of the Central, 69-51, and the Houston Astros at 67-52. The wild cards, Seattle Mariners. They are 3 games up on the wild card. The Boston Red Sox are a game and a half up in the wild card, and the New York Yankees are the floor for the wild card. So, 3 teams out of the East at the moment. What do you guys got as far as who's not going to make it, this isn't going to last, and who's slipping into the show?
I've got all but one cemented in.
Cemented? Like
Yeah.
it's locked?
Locked.
I got locked everything but the big bad Yankees.
Woo! That was my first team out, man. 3-7 in their last 10. Abysmal as of late.
They just haven't, nothing of their game has looked good.
Nope.
They haven't looked good starting pitching wise. They haven't looked good as a lineup. Yes, they finally have Judge back. He hasn't looked exceptional. All the bullpen acquisitions are kind of faltering. Like, I thought they made good plays there in the bullpen at the deadline.
Yeah.
But it's all kind of falling apart. With Texas kind of coming around, you got a healthy Eovaldi, you got Merrill
Jack
Kelly
Leiter
in there, you got Jack Leiter throwing the ball well, you got DeGrom. Like, I just see more opportunity there. I don't know. I think the Yankees don't make it.
I agree the Yankees don't make it. I think it's going to be a absolute battle for that last wild card spot between Texas and Cleveland. Cleveland's on a bit of a tear right now. 1-8 of their last 10. They're playing very, very well, playing just Cleveland ball. I mean, if I had to check this morning. I was like, I feel like Cleveland's been playing well lately. Didn't know how well because they do it quietly. They're not going to go out and loudly put together a 7-game win streak like the Seattle Mariners have, but they're just going to continue to scratch and continue to claw and earn a spot at the last minute. And I mean, at the moment, the way that both Houston and Seattle are playing, there's going to be a wild card spot out of the AL West. Period. So whether Seattle creeps over Houston and Houston has the wild card spot, or it stays as is and Houston takes the AL West and Seattle's in, they're in. And then for the AL East, I mean, Toronto's is playing pretty good ball, but I've viewed the same thing with them in Boston. Boston's starting to take a turn. They haven't fully hit their stride yet, but they're starting to play a little bit better. And when you look at the Central, I mean, yes, Cleveland can sneak in, but then as Dowdy said, there's Texas that's just locking and loading, and their pitching staff is carrying them heavily right now.
Let me verify. Okay. Yeah, I'll make this statement. I think your 3 wildcard teams are going to be the Boston Red Sox, the Texas Rangers, and the Houston Astros.
Yeah. You see Seattle overtaking Houston?
I think Seattle is trending the right direction. I'm sorry. Houston, we got the news today. Josh Hader is on the IL. You're getting arms back. Christian Javier settled in last night, started looking pretty good.
Arrighetti starts today.
If he can find the groove, okay, that leaves you some optimism for the rotation. But the bullpen has been nails this season and kept them alive and in the race. And it feels like the wheels are starting to come off on that. And I don't know that can be overcome.
No, I mean, if you're talking about like gaining some pitchers back from injury, like Javier and Arrighetti starting to come back, like coming back today. But if you're losing arms and you're just at the same time that you're getting arms back and you're consistently breaking even, like the narrative for the Houston Astros this year has been like, how? Like teams
Yep.
across the league that have, and fans across the league that hate the Houston Astros and don't want to see them succeed, and for whatever reason or for the big reason, are just in complete astonishment, ripping their hair out. Like, how are they still winning the division when, Yordan Alvarez has been on the IL what feels like 85 days?
Yep.
Like, how are they still performing like this with a bunch of rookies and young guys and, dare I say, like just travelers that have come in and played a role and excelled in that role? How are they doing this? Well, at some point the other shoe has to drop. And
And
it can't happen when you're one game ahead of the Seattle Mariners, who are surging now, who made moves at the trade deadline, I think is going to win the MVP behind the dish, and added a guy that could be in the top 4 in MVP voting this year at third base that you got at the trade deadline. Like, they made the right moves. Their pitching has always been nails. Don't let Seattle get an offense. Now they have a bit of an offense. Like,
yeah.
I don't like that recipe. So I agree with you, Clancy.
It's one you hit on it too, to where the kind of what I said earlier. They've been so good for the majority of the season, but it's the Bennett Sousas of the world, the Brian Kings, to where they've been good for so long. The other shoe is kind of dropping, and Hader, your slam the door best closer in the league this year. How long's he out? We don't know. So is your closer now Brian Abreu, who is also facing the same fatigue that the rest of these guys are facing? The wild card potentially in this is if Lance McCullers comes back, what role is he in? And even then, we've gotten like a tiny, tiny glimpse of McCullers of old. The rest of it, he's been slapped around pretty good. And then look at like a Luis Garcia. He's been okay in the rehab assignments. Yeah, the last one. No,
I'm not even looking at numbers. I'm looking
Okay.
at velos and stuff.
Okay.
That fastball is hovering like 91, 92. That is not the Luis Garcia that was dominant.
Okay.
But the biggest part of this, which you have both touched on, the Astros just lost their highest leverage arm with a shoulder strain. Now, for those non-baseball junkies, that could mean anything from, fatigue to he has a rear capsule tear. Like, there is a lot that can happen in a shoulder strain while they reevaluate, get some steroids in him to clear up the imaging and see what's actually wrong.
Yep.
So all of Houston should probably have their breath held right now, because if you're relying on just Abreu down the stretch, it's going to get real dicey real quick, especially like what you guys have touched on now. The Mariners are starting to click as a pitching staff while their lineup is still sluggish, we'll say.
Yeah.
You went out and got Eugenio Suarez, and he's hitting like $120 for the last 70-something at-bats. So if he starts going at all, they are beating down your door as a Houston Astro. I don't have a good feeling about it. You look at the Seattle bullpen, and you have Brash and Munoz at the back end. I trust those arms more than I trust Abreu and whoever you plug in.
One game back of the Astros at this point. I just don't think the Astros can swim fast enough to win that race. So
if we were having this conversation and it was, September 6th instead of August 12th, or today is the 12th, right? Good Lord, losing my day. Yeah, look at that. If it was like September 6th, where we're talking about, 2.5, 3 weeks left of the season, like, can they hold on? Okay. But I don't, a month and a half out, 6 weeks left of baseball, regular season baseball to play. I don't think that there's enough. I don't think there's enough runway for them.
So the good news to Astros fans, left on the schedule, you have Baltimore twice, you have the Rockies, you have the Angels, and you have the Braves. Oh, and you have the Angels to end the year. Like, you have series you can win to stay in it. The crucial series is going to be the second to last weekend of the year. You have to face Seattle.
Yep.
You have to win that series.
Yep. Have to. Because the game, by the time that series rolls around, I don't think that the lead is going to be, one way or the other, whether it's Seattle or Houston, is going to be higher than 3 games.
Correct.
So going out and winning that series either shaves the gap and makes it 1 game apart, where every game is vital after that, or it makes it dead even, or it even like swaps it by a game or a half game. Like
I'd say even it's more than that too, because even if you lose, even if you win, let me say this, even if you get swept that series, you may survive in the standings, but that'll kill momentum because you know that series mattered. That was a playoff implication series. You might end up even playing them in the first round.
Yep. And let's talk positioning and seeding too, because as it stands right now, the AL West leader, the Houston Astros, have the worst record out of all of the AL leaders, which puts them in the wild card matchup in the first round. And what do they face? The 3 seed of the wild card or the one seed of the wild card?
1, 2, and 3 play, I think, and then the 1 seed
And
of the wild card.
so, as it stands right now, who would Houston, if the season ended tomorrow, who's Houston playing in a wild card series?
Seattle.
They're playing the Seattle Mariners. So not only do you need to win games and you need Seattle to lose, but like Dowdy said, that matchup, even if the gap is too wide for either Seattle to catch Houston or Houston to catch Seattle, both teams are motivated to win that series, if not sweep that series, to further the gap and push the other team further down the wild card race, or at least improve their seeding as a division leader. Like, and now all of a sudden, like, winning the division becomes paramount, making the playoffs become paramount, but also you start to look at seeding when you're in that scenario.
Right. Since you brought up seeding too, number 1 seed in the AL currently is the Toronto Blue Jays. Does that remain or does that change?
Change.
In favor of the Tigers?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to say remains, but it's so hard to vote against Scooble. Like, it doesn't even matter who else is in the rotation at this point. You're rooting against the Cy Young.
Can I make a real bold prediction and have a real hot take right now?
Please.
On the way that they've been playing and just watching them, not only do I think Seattle overtakes Houston to win the division, I think that they gain enough ground and win enough ball games in these last 6 weeks to potentially take the number 1 seed.
Woo, that is
because
bold.
Wow.
I don't see Toronto holding on to the number 1 seed. As it stands right now, your number 1 seed is 69-50. Your number 3 seed is 67-52. That's a 2.5 game split between those two. And Seattle's 1 game behind Houston. You're talking about a 3.5 game gap between both Toronto and Detroit for Seattle with the ball that they've been playing lately, especially with how red hot that pitching staff's been. If they're off, that granted, in order for this to happen, what Dowdy called has to happen. Their bats need to get hot. Like, somebody needs to get hot to back up Big Dumper. Like, if they do, hot take, I think that they take over the 1 seed. I've been wrong more than I've been right, but I'm shooting my shot across the bow, gentlemen.
The reason I disagree is kind of what Dowdy brought up earlier about the Astros. The schedule is not in favor of Seattle. Then, granted, if momentum's momentum, they close the year with the Dodgers. Now, the Dodgers have not been screaming hot as of right now either, but they're still playing Cleveland, San Diego.
It's a bloodbath for
Philly.
Seattle.
Yes.
The Mets, Phillies,
Phillies,
San Diego.
Oakland, San Diego, Cleveland, and then going into the dog days of September, Tampa Bay, Atlanta, St. Louis. They do have a 3-game series against the Angels, Kansas City, Houston, but then they have the Rockies, and they finish out the year with the Dodgers.
And the Dodgers aren't running away with it, so they can't give those games away.
No.
Right. Okay.
I'm still shooting it. Let's see.
So Duke's prediction for division winners is Seattle with a 1 seed, and then Detroit, and
I think Toronto has the 3 seed, and they play the first wild card, which in that scenario I'm calling is going to be Boston. Is going to be either Houston or Boston. In that scenario, I'm taking Houston, so it'll be a Houston-Toronto wild card, and then a Boston-Texas wild card.
Okay.
I actually wouldn't be upset at a Houston slide to the second wild card and have it be interdivision wild card galore and have Houston, Texas for the wild card spot. Selfishly as an Astros fan, but
would be fun.
I'd rather see Toronto in that scenario as a Houston fan than I would Texas in a 3-game series with that rotation.
Oof. Okay. I'll say Detroit is the number 1 seed. I'm sticking with the Jays as 2, and I'll take Seattle as 3.
Wild cards: Houston, Boston, Texas.
Correct.
Dowdy, what say you?
I don't know. Strength of remaining schedule is what really matters to me right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only thing that I think separates 3 or 4 teams at the top. Y'all are going to think I'm crazy.
Oh, fire it. I love crazy.
I'm leaning Boston with the 1 seed.
Ooh.
Just looking at who's left, like they've got 2.5 series against Baltimore.
Come on.
They should be able to clean up there.
Come on.
Tampa Bay's been skidding. They got Tampa Bay left.
Yeesh.
They've been taking it to the Yankees. They got the Yankees left. I don't like if they get it right and they only face Scooble once, then they should take the rest of the Detroit series. Like there's just so many little things that if they fall right, I think it goes their way.
Yeah.
Man, yeah, I got Boston winning the East, I got Seattle winning the West, and I got the Tigers staying in the Central.
Okay.
And then Astros are a wild card and Toronto's a wild card.
Along with Texas?
Yes.
I like that take for Craig Breslow specifically, just because he was raked over the coals for the Devers deal so much that has
absolutely been a winner. And then you go out and extend your youngest, highest profile talent for cheap? Are you kidding me?
Yep.
You gotta
Craig's
love
playing
it.
3D chess over here, boys.
Playing holographic Star Wars chess, that holographic game on the Millennium Falcon. While everyone else is playing checkers, he's in space going hyperspeed, playing holographic chess. Love it.
What a metaphor.
Hey, it's what I'm here for. Hot takes and metaphors, gentlemen. Obviously not good looks.
This is the way.
This is
okay.
Mandalorian.
All right, boys. That's it for the AL. Thank you everybody for hanging out. Holler at us if you think we're wrong, think we're idiots. That's fine. You can be wrong too, but chirp, let us know. You want to get us out of here, dude?
Catch you on the flippity flip.